Paco, welcome. Thank you so much for being able to join us. I know you're like on the road at the moment and moving around, so I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, namaste everyone. Is my voice clear? Yeah.
Yes, it's all right. Yep.
All right, perfect. I'm gonna share my screen. Share. Yeah. Oops. Can you see it? Can this works? Yeah. All right. Hi guys.
Good.
Hi guys. Namaste. My name is Paco, and thank you so much for your time. Let's just start off with this. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm traveling around the world. That is 40 countries in 400 days by just using Bitcoin, and this is only possible if I'll be meeting the humans of Bitcoin. This is how the journey goes forward. Why am I doing this? Is just because for mass awareness and show the kindness of humans of Bitcoin around the world. And I'll be showing them through my vlogs. This is my little baby around with me. So I'll be meeting the humans all around and seeing how the adoption is coming across, and we'll be sharing the same, because I really believe that the world is a kind place and humans are kind. It is just sometimes the circumstances aren't. And this is why I'm doing this. Who am I? Basically, I am Paco. I am born in India, raised up in Oman, and in summer of 2015, I quit my job and I went about traveling over 250 cities for over 6 years. And I finally started vlogging. And this time I am going to go about every corner of the world by just using Bitcoin to experience life through different lenses and ultimately find what it is that makes us human, because it is obviously not money. So let's eat, let's dance, and let's celebrate life with Bitcoin. So see you on the road, no swemos. What am I doing? So basically I'm circumnavigating the globe. As I read in the book, the Bitcoin Standard, it was said there was this lady who circumnavigated the globe in 1878 by just using pounds and gold, because it was widely accepted. So I was like, how would I do the same thing now? So we'll be traveling about 40 countries in 400 by just using Bitcoin. It's a crowd-funded campaign, and I'll be receiving a lot of support from the community because I'll be stuck in various places. I would need hosts, and I believe like people are kind. In the same process, I'll be spreading awareness and adoption for the same, because the book that really got me on this was the Bitcoin Standard by Saifuddin Amos, which really speaks more than about trading. It speaks about the bigger purpose about Bitcoin, because everybody wants that quick money, but where's the time preference? Where is the value that's been created? Well, everybody knows more about this. I will be running in your city, so come join along and sweat a little, because everybody's just sitting on their computers' desks. So how about just come over and just sweat and run a little. The journey started on the 17th of September 2021, so it's been 20 days. And as I speak to you, I haven't used a single fiat. I have been just moving forward with this. Let's move forward. I'll just take you forward to what I've done this. So the journey started off in Bengaluru. This is called the IT hub of India. There was a huge meetup done where a lot of people came down. Obviously, there were all the coiners. But it was really nice to share with them what Bitcoin white paper speaks about. This was how it started off. And then I caught a bus from Bengaluru to Pune, and there was this small little restaurant, and this guy got a lightning wallet set up, and we got some tea for some sats. It happened on the 18th September. I moved forward. This is an icicle which we got. This chap here is 13 years old. And after having a chat, he's like, I know what Bitcoin is. You can send money to anyone. The government doesn't know what it is, and nobody can control you. You're your own boss. So we ended up getting these icicles for some Bitcoin there with this chap. This was after the run. So as I say, we do a little run. It's in Pune. After the run, we all gathered together. Not every Bitcoiner runs, let me tell you out. 20 people come for the meetup, only 1, 2, 3, 5 come for the run. Not everybody likes to run in the morning. Everybody's awake in the night. In Pune, I got my first haircut on Sats. This guy had a wallet and he happily exchanged. I got my first haircut done there. Then in Mumbai, I had my first pizza on Bitcoin. This is the entire crew that's really happy down there on the Lightning wallet. They were like, all right, let's do this forward. It's called the Hundo Pizza. This is my restaurant. This is my hotel. It's called the Hotel Grace Nirvana, where I ended up paying with Bitcoin. He really accepted. He gave me free breakfast, free water, free lot of things, because you're just happy receiving somebody on Bitcoin. Obviously, everybody loves everybody. All of these people end up asking me which coin you're bullish on. And I'm like, excuse me, I don't trade. And I'm like, okay, sure, let's move forward. This is my dentist in the next city called Surat. I cleaned my teeth with some Bitcoin sats. So everywhere I'm bartering all the way about. This is Mexicano, so my name is Paco. So how about a taco with a Paco? It sounds wonderful. So I got myself a taco for some sats on the 27th. This is a small little city, Bharuch. I will take a minute here longer. So what happened was, this was a doctor here on the right side, and he reached out to me on Telegram, and he was like, "Hey buddy, come over to this little town." And I was like, sure. I caught up a train. I reached to that place. I've missed a lot of other slides are there. I've been doing a lot of other people. These are just the small. I've got them all together. So this doctor called me over, and I reached the station at about 10 a.m. and this doctor isn't there. It's 10:15, 10:30, 10:45. I'm like, Jesus, I don't have any money. I go down out to the tuk-tuk guys, and the tuk-tuk guy is like, where's the money? I'm like, I have Bitcoin. They're like, what is Bitcoin? Nobody understands. Then they're like, you have to walk to the bus station, hitch a ride and all. Somehow at 11 o'clock, this doctor reaches with his family, with a bouquet of flower, with gifts and presents. And I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. And they took me out for breakfast. And I was like, okay, thank you so much. Then they got me onto a bus, and I paid for the bus ticket with Sats because he had a wallet. They started off in 2017. Moving forward to Baroda. So this is Vada Pav. So you can call it a McDonald's burger, and the samosa is an empanada. And I got that for Sats, for some Satoshis again. So it's pretty much 70. It's hardly $1 or $2. This is another meetup that happened. As you see, all these people were there in the meetup. On the right side was a lady for the ICOs telling about various other coins. And I was like, excuse me, let's talk about only Bitcoin rather than talking about other coins. And everybody else here is hardcore businessmen whose parents have saved all their money in gold. And India is a long tradition of holding gold, and that's what it is. And we ended up doing, none of them came for the run. So that's okay. We move forward. This is the Statue of Unity. So this is something really crazy happened. I reached out to a friend who got me connected to person A. Person A got me connected to person B. Person B got me connected to person C, who is second from left. This person drove 800 kilometers, came all the way to pick me up from Baroda to take me to the Statue of Unity. And he took care of all the expenses. We went water rafting, took me out for lunch, took me out to dinner, took me back home, took care of me, made me meet his parents. Amazingly, we ended up climbing this. So Statue of Unity is basically about Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. This gentleman, after partition, got entire India together, 169,000 villages. There were a lot of kingdoms. He got all of them together. And hence there's called Unity, Statue of Unity. So I was like, how about just have Bitcoin right there? Because that's what unites everyone. So we ended up doing this there. These all were random people. I do not know any of these folks I have met. Then this is the Ahmedabad meetup. This is how the people just ended up showing up. Yes, there were a lot of exchange people here, and everybody was just curious about what's the way forward. It was really nice meetup here. It's another city in Gujarat. This is one of the famous thali places. It's like a big round meal you get. It had almost 500 people, 300 to 500 people waiting in queue. But this guy saw me with my little camera. I think so. This camera does wonders. I'm telling you guys. You just go with the camera and you have a smile like Bala. And then they're like, okay, hi, what do you want? And I've got this t-shirt wearing on, So it's always there on with Bitcoin. So things just open up. It's just going hilariously funny. I was really scared before this journey. And he ended up taking my Bitcoin down there. Moving forward, this guy ended up buying some toothbrush, medicines, everything. And he had a wallet on Binance. And I was like, great, wonderful. And this is how it worked out for me so far, so good. I was really scared when the journey started. As this day, city number 6 or 7. I'm right now in a new city called Rajkot. And I've got another 12 cities. But as I move forward, I do not know what's going to come. But I'm really happy and really thankful. Like, things are happening. People know about Bitcoin. We move forward. So I have missed a lot of things. I have had various other things on the way. I got a sushi on Bitcoin too. I did not tell you about that. I got various other things done. My way forward is phase 1 is Asia. So I'll be doing India, Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, Philippines. From there, circumnavigating, crossing into Fiji, Vanuatu, Samoa, Cook Islands. I'm adding Tonga in there because I just got in touch with the Tonga guy. He's a hardcore Bitcoiner. Move into the Americas, Salvador, Guatemala, Costa Rica, Ecuador, Peru, Guyana. Enter into Africa. Obviously, I am really hoping Africa becomes the first adopter of Bitcoin. So the world changes. Finally, it's time for Africa. I really hope for that. So I'll be going over to Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, Tanzania. I am really, really like it's a really, when I was making this entire plan, I was really scared because I did not know how things are going to work. Move into phase 5, Turkey. Obviously, Turkey right now says it's illegal, but let's say there are Bitcoiners everywhere. Moldova, Georgia, Macedonia, Serbia, Ukraine, and ended off to Jordan, Qatar just because there's a World Cup. So how about watching the World Cup on Bitcoin? Come on, what else goes better? And Iran, and ended off with Dubai. There is no USA, Canada, Europe, UK, Australia. It's just because of the visa. I'm an Indian national, and I just hope I will meet some angels along the way, and things will open up, and I'll get my visas done forward. Because I believe every human is like a coin, two sides. If you shine, the person shines. If you show that the other side, the other person shows the other side. I believe in that, will be taking that forward. This is how the budgeting goes about. Since I said it's a crowdfunding, so I did an average. I will not go through the entire details. The same thing. As you can go down to the left side, it says average expenses is about $100 a day, $130 to $150. And when I started off this journey, nobody supported me. I sold off my furniture from my house, and I converted everything into Bitcoin. And I was like, let's just start the process. Then I started off the BTC Pay server. I got connected to them, and now the crowdfunding starts. And with the tip button on Twitter, every day. Yesterday morning, I woke up with 100 sats. Today morning, I woke up with 500 sats. Somebody sent me one sat, and it brings you a smile. Even that one sat brings you a smile. You're like, oh, wow, okay. So people are really kind. And yeah, this is how the journey is going forward. This is a small budgeting. I have no clue how this will happen. And as I say, I'll move forward. There's some support page that I've made. It's called support.runwithbitcoin.com, on which there are all the details of how my journey started. And you can follow my journey from YouTube. I'll be posting my vlogs every week. I'll be trying to post 1 or 2 vlogs on Twitter. Instagram, it's called Run Every City, and Telegram, there's a small group that I've made, so you can follow my journey and know where I'm heading forward. And that's thank you. And thank you so much for your time. I will just speak to you of basically why I am what I am today is just because of the couch surfing community. In 2015, I quit my job. I'll just take you back to something from this, so you can just make it interesting for you guys. Sorry. All right, so this is about my journey a little so far, right? Can everybody see this, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, cool. So basically, I was born in Muscat, Oman, and I was a really fat kid, 100 kg kid. Since I have another 5-10 minutes, I'll tell you quickly about it. I was a little chubby fat kid who had nothing to do but just make money. Wanted myself a BMW, got myself a Louis Vuitton, got myself everything that the bounties of human mind created by humans for humans. I had them all. So I was going on that path until I started couch surfing, and I started receiving a lot of travelers in my house. And that's when the life changed for me. I was like, holy Jesus, they're traveling. Why am I just stuck in my job here? What's happening? So I got into a lot of things, before you get into anything, you try it out. So I started got into running. I got into hiking and everything and so forth. And I saved up about $7,000. And I was like, let's take a 6-month sabbatical. But that 6-month sabbatical turned into a 4-year holiday, where I went about going from India to Indonesia to Papua New Guinea. So in India, going over to Taj Mahal, Indonesia to Bali to Papua, and in Papua New Guinea, to getting into crocodiles, eating crocodiles, going into hunting, to trying to understand that it is easy for people like you and me who are sitting across the screen to talk about all of this. But it is so tough to tell ethics and philosophy to an empty stomach. That's what Papua New Guinea taught me. Papua New Guinea was one place where people were trading in Coca-Cola back in 1960s and 70s. That was the way they were trading. So if you want something, you give them Coca-Cola. They were happy about it. So that's what I learned in Papua New Guinea. They were a developing country, in fact, undeveloped country, where all the major countries from China, Malaysia used to come down for their timber and gold, and they used to leave the country ransacked without contributing anything. Well, then I moved over to USA. I was there for 6 months, and I did really small jobs. I did coast to coast 18,000 kilometers. Again, thanks to couch surfers and angels, because I ended up couch surfing in over 36 different houses. Then I went over to Mexico, El Salvador. Obviously, El Salvador was my first country, and I'm really excited to head over there. And I was a volunteer at a school and moved forward. In 2017 is when I really kicked into my traveling phase. I got into teaching English in Colombia for 6 months, dumpster diving in Ecuador. Then I was selling peanuts in Peru so that I could go to Machu Picchu. As I moved forward, I was a guide and a food blogger in Chile. And I was writing people's name in Hindi because people are really curious of how their name looks in Hindi. Such is my travel life. And then I was like, okay, I've done 4 years of traveling, stayed with 400 couch surfers. And I'm like, okay, that's a lot. Let's head back to my country. I headed back, but things didn't work out. I was a waiter for 4 months. Then I was selling milk for another 4 months. And then I was a caddy for another 3 months. With the caddy was the most glamorous thing of all. I was traveling. I went to Mauritius, Jakarta, and what's the other one? Indonesia, Jakarta, and Thailand with a caddy. I was just enjoying my life. Things didn't go well. I moved forward. That's when I started in 2020 my vlogging journey called Paco De La India, and I started releasing my stories. It's lockdown, and in lockdown things went nuts crazy. I started off selling off masks and gloves, so anything that keeps you moving. In 2021, finally things were moving forward. I went over to Everest Base Camp, and bang, then in 2021, my friend tells me about the book, The Bitcoin Standard. And that's when you understand basically what is happening, where is sound money. There's one of the best things it says is, you had Michelangelo hanging off a roof for 4 years, creating a masterpiece, and now you have Miley Cyrus working her ass for $100,000, and you totally understand, like, okay, wait a minute, what is sound money? What is good money? And I'm like, okay. And then they start taking control of everything. You can't control everything, which was everything a free flow. And that's the book that changed my life. And I was like, okay, I love Bitcoin and I love running. Let's mix this together. Hence came Run with Bitcoin. And I came up over, I was really scared. So I just put over 40 countries in 400 days. This logo was made from Twitter. Somebody reached out to me. He's like, all right, sure, I'll help you out with this logo. And that's it. I think so. That's me a wrap in 20 minutes. Yeah, thank you so much. That's all about it. I think so. That's pretty much I've done. And I'm going to keep doing that same thing. Thank you so much.
Wow, Paco, that is so amazing, man. What a journey.
Thank
you.
Oh,
wow. So far with your traveling and just paying with Bitcoin, what would you say have been some of the biggest hurdles? I mean, obviously some people don't immediately accept Bitcoin. So you kind of have to take a certain amount of time to explain it to them. Have there been people you've come across that have just absolutely refused to accept payment?
Yeah. And there have been times where I just go with the camera and they're like, okay, yes. And I'm like, yes, okay, sure. And I explained it to them and they take it. And then there are times when they say no. And that's the time where the community comes together, where I am with a Bitcoiner, let's say, Thorne, I'm with you in your country and I'll be there. So you will accept sats from me. We will try to explain it to the guy and the other guy doesn't accept it, but you will accept sats from me and we will go ahead with the deal. So that's how I've been doing. There are times, so I've been using Bitrefill very exclusively for one simple reason. I can book my Uber, I can book my train tickets, my bus tickets, my flights, in fact, my hotels. But I'm not a big fan of hotels. It's just because I am just alone in my room and rather I'd be with I'm a couch surfer, I love humans, and rather I'd be with someone who create a memory rather than being in a room. Yeah.
Oh man, this is amazing. So you're going to just be doing these vlogs basically to be keeping everyone up to date with your journey as things go. Do you have any sort of intention to perhaps even write a book at some stage, or to kind of express your journey in other ways?
Yes, I would love to, because there are a lot of emotions involved. As such, if you speak to me, it speaks against the government. Think about it. Everything they say, everything what I am doing, and it puts me in a lot of questions and a lot of doubts, because you are going against something. But then yet again, I have found a way, and I say it's the best asset class. It's the best asset class. You take it as an asset. Like I was at a silver shop right now, and I just got myself a 5 grams of silver just for the vlog. I was like, let's just get a 5 grams of silver, and I have a Bitcoin, and let's see what happens after a year. Let's do that. Let's do that.
I put my money on Bitcoin.
Yeah. I love that. So it is challenging, but I really believe humans are wonderful. At least I think so, and I feel like I've been using paper wallets. I've been using paper wallets for the people who are not well versed with technology. Let's make it very simple. I'm in a developing country, so there's no internet everywhere. It's not there, so you cannot be using. So I've been giving paper wallets to some of these people, and I've been telling them, hold this, and use it after 5 years, 10 years, when there is a lot of adoption and a lot of knowledge that comes across your way.
Sorry, what do you mean exactly by paper wallets? You mean like you're just putting an address down, you're creating a wallet for them and putting some stats in there?
Exactly. I'll just show you an example. I'm just moving on. Okay, if you see this.
Ah, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that is so cool. I've never actually seen this before.
Yeah, I know. It's like really risky or really challenging. Everybody says like, you're showing me the key, you're showing it to others and everything. But then I was like, I am doing it, and I believe in, see this karma. You pay everything right here. You do it everything here. and doesn't make. Why would I take somebody's $2? Come on, like why would I do that? Like for what? For what greater good? So
Absolutely.
man, I do not know what's going to happen outside India. I was really scared for India, but India went magical. So let's hope the humans are good really everywhere.
Well, this is fabulous. And so what do you think the future for India really looks like? Because obviously India is very entrenched in the rupee system. I also heard recently that the majority of Indians, this was actually Surreal that was telling me this, but the majority of Indians are actually unbanked as well. And I guess this speaks to what you're also saying. A lot of people don't even necessarily have mobile phones or internet connections or this kind of thing. So do you think that India is ripe for adoption of something like Bitcoin? Are people conscious of monetary debasement and everything like this? Are they looking for safer places to put their money?
There's a Silk Route in India that exists as we speak. 50% of the money is in Silk Route as we speak. And guess what? The biggest superstar of the Indian or the international, Amitabh Bachchan, has become the brand ambassador of one of the exchanges, of crypto exchanges. So it is practically like Maradona telling you, hey guys, get Bitcoin. What would you do? It's practically Johnny Depp coming down to your screen saying, get Bitcoin. It's practically named like Jesus. Let's leave everything. Jesus coming and telling you, get Bitcoin. What would you do? That's happened yesterday.
Wow, this is huge. This is really, really huge.
So everybody loves it. Everybody loves the way, because one of the best part is Facebook is down, WhatsApp got down, and yet today one of the bigger internet or telecom providers called Jio got down, and Jio and Facebook are partners. And it just says everything gets down. And Bitcoin is still up, and more than part, it's peer-to-peer and it's encrypted. Nobody knows, and India loves it. Why everybody loves to preserve their identity. We have been asked to do everything KYC. But in a country like India, let me just clarify something here. In a country like India, where there are 26 different languages, 10 different religions, 1.5 billion people, and more than 30,000 different newspapers coming out every day, it is a challenge for anyone to convert that Bitcoin white paper and explain them what it really is. So it is a big, huge challenge. Look at your family or my family or any house of 5 to 10 people. There are some discussions. They do not agree with everything. And imagine a country of 1.5 billion people, and where the money is just, there's inflation at an increment rate of 5 to 10%. But when you have Jesus telling you buy Bitcoin, I am like, all right, go for it, man. You just go for it.
Oh man, that is so cool. I think what you're doing is definitely going to assist with adoption as well, because you really are going to be connecting with so many different communities around the world as well. And I think the story that you're telling is such a noble one, man. I'm donating. I'm 100% donating. I'm going to head to the website after this.
Thank you so much. I'm going to add something here. Today something happened magical, and this is unexpected. One person reached out to me. I'm in Rajkot, and a person reached out to me, and he doesn't speak. He's deaf and dumb. And he reached out to me on Telegram. He learned English, and he reached out to me. And we got connected, and we were whole day chatting, sitting in front of each other, talking to each other. He's in Bitcoin from last 4 years. And we got connected. He ended up helping me in getting my tickets also booked. And he told me about his wife being deaf and dumb too, but he's got a kid, but he believes in Bitcoin. And I was like, this is magical. Like somebody who doesn't speak or can't hear, but Bitcoin has connected us, which speaks about the freedom, not freedom from, it's freedom towards. It's what the people are missing out. And this is what got me really connected. I was like, oh my God, I was meant to come here. I was meant to meet this wonderful soul here. And this happened. So yeah, man, angels are everywhere. Just believe in that. And I believe everybody's doing their part. There's a very nice saying I will say, I think so my time gets done. It says, I'll say it in Spanish and then I'll tell it in English. It says, yo soy yo, tú eres tú. Yo hago lo mío, tú haces lo tuyo. Si nos coincidimos, qué maravilloso. Si no, no hay nada que hacer. I am I, you are you. I do what I like, you do what you like. If we agree, marvelous. If we don't, there's nothing to do. I'll see you in the ocean. We'll exchange our stories. So keep flowing just like the rivers, flowing with your flow, and see you on the other side, man.
Oh man, what a beautiful sentiment to end on.
Thank you, man.
Paco, thank you so much. It's honestly been such a pleasure. I'll definitely be keeping up with your journey. I'm going to make a donation as soon as we get finished up here today as well. I really love what you're doing. And man, yeah, all the best. Look forward to catching up very soon.
Thank you so much. Bye bye. Namaste. Bye guys.
Thank you so much, man.